and welcome to Manic Money Finance. I'm Money Mike, and I'm here to bring you the Manic Money Finance Show. So, I had a couple days off. It happens. Deal with it. The new Final Fantasy VII game came out, and I've been streaming that on the other channel, Populous Personas. Feel free to check it out if you get a chance. And it's one of those things. Trying to do two channels sometimes can be a little bit much. I had to work today too, so I had a work event. That's why actually this is the whole reason I'm dressed like this. Is the work event. Um yeah, it was a good time. We did some bowling. We rented the VIP section in a bowling alley. It was interesting. Um Apparently I suck at bowling, which is fine. What are you gonna do? I think I got less than a 50. So I don't really like Trump coin. I did actually buy a Trump coin in the 30s when it went up to almost 50 the same day. I got out. I got out. I have a rule with typically with gains, how quickly the gains come, and I hung on to some. But yeah, this is definitely live bog flop. I will tell you the fundamentals, okay? Because I've done some research on this one. There is a massive whale, which might even be Donald Trump himself, that is holding the vast majority of all uncirculating Trump coins. So that's a scary prospect to me because they can basically tank the market. I'm actually going to go over one that I jumped into this weekend that I think has a lot of upside potential still. I jumped in this morning. I'm already up 30%. And it is just a altcoin that, and I wasn't going to cover this quite yet, but this is an altcoin that, let me switch over some things here. Let me share the chart for you. That's District Ox. The ticker's DNT on the cryptos. My hair is obviously Ron Burgundy, because we're here bringing you financial news. Therefore, Ron Burgundy, news, etc. But so this one here, I jumped in this morning. I was looking at this in the charts this morning. Yeah, right here. I was looking at this in the chart this morning. I was seeing these spikes. I was seeing this round bottom. This was 100% just an instinct based buy. And as you can see, it's flagging out nicely. I think we're up 30% on the daily right now, but I think there's massive upside. Basically, what I was looking for was altcoins like this that went insane back when Bitcoin was making the run from 70 to 90 last year. And this thing hit 25 cents back then. It might even have spiked higher on intraday. And I was looking at this and I said, you know what? I'm in. I'm in. And it's been a nice good weekend so far. And I think I made more money on this than I would have on a day working. And I make pretty good money. So yeah. I'm actually going to be going over a whole bunch of altcoins here and in a little bit. I usually like to cover Bitcoin, talk about what's going on in the markets and such. But you know what? Screw it. Let's go over altcoins. So here's one altcoin that I think is primed. I think this thing from this point, 25 cent, 30 cent, you could see, and this thing did some insane stuff about a year ago. Let's actually get into that, and I can show you that part of the chart here. Get rid of this little ad. So right here. So it was a little less than a year ago. This thing absolutely just spiked. In the matter of, this is probably a couple days. And 20 cents. So as you can see, it's really pittered out since then. It's not hitting the lows that it was before that time period. But you can just see, you can start to see these volume spikes. And this is a Head and Shoulders, so some consolidation was necessary. But you can see these green candles right here. This is today. This is this past week here, Saturday today. This is technically Sunday because on UTC we're already on Sunday. That's why there's a second green candle here. But I think this one has potential upside. Not financial advice, but it's looking real good. It's looking nice. I like it a lot. And some other ones that have not had their day in the sun with some other ones that have not had their day in the sun. Let's bring up the Binance chart for Zilliqa. Some other ones that have not had their day in the sun, and then we're going over yearly charts. This thing has just been, it is abysmal to see a cryptocurrency like this with everything that's going on in the markets. And you see, in the last bull run, we were hitting 25 cents a piece. And this is a network that is ultra fast, uses sharding. They have a ZIL governance token, which is very nice. Very nice. Usually has better price action than Zilliqa. But Zilliqa, you can get this one on Binance. Most wallets will let you swap for Zilliqa. That therein lies the problem. So Zilliqa does not have a Coinbase listing. So that hurts them a lot, unfortunately. And they're waiting for their day in the sun. I think it'll happen. I really like Zilliqa. What they're doing on their network. Let's see if the ZIL Gov is here. Let's see if we got ZIL Gov. The ZIL governance token. Nothing, huh? Is it under Zilliqa governance token? Because their governance token is amazing. And I'm not seeing the governance token in TradingView. Obviously, TradingView is not going to have everything. They do have quite a bit of stuff, which is why I'm surprised. Well, let's go over another one. I told everybody I'm going to have some altcoins for you. Here's another one. This chart actually looks quite nice. Quite nice. So this is the yearly chart. So this is back in December here. It looks like the beginning of December. This thing spiked out to 5 cents. This is still technically a flag, right? And I don't put a lot of importance on charting all the time, but when it comes to cryptocurrency, because sometimes there'll be light on the news and the catalysts. From here, you see the way this thing moves. This is a freaking company. This is a company that has ex-Sony executives, right? A bunch of ex-Sony executives in Japan went to start this company. So they do this thing called data lockers, which is a privacy-based thing. They use VPNs, et cetera, basically to allow you to lock up your own personal data. This is a novel idea. You get to sell your data. So that's their whole kit and caboodle. Their premise is they want to make it Web3, where if you want to sell your data, you have a personal data locker and you can sell your data yourself, which is incredible. Because usually these companies, they're taking your data, right? Facebook, Google, all these companies, they are selling your data to the highest bidder. One time, fun fact, this happened to me. I was trying to get a job. I got the job, but I had to fill out all this stuff for the background check. So basically, they had a third-party company that would go through, have you fill out everything for the background check. They would run the background check. They would send you for the drug test. They would do all that stuff. They sold my data. That company that's getting paid by a multinational corporation to do all their recruiting and onboarding, they literally sold my data. I was pissed. Oh, this helps get the juices flowing. Because there's a pretty good chance I'm going to be streaming pretty late tonight. I'm going to jump back on that Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in a while and Populous Personas. I might even just rock this whole get up that I got right now. You know, because I'm Ron Burgundy. Did you know Jasmine is actually Argentinian for a warlord's mistress? So, yes, this is one of these altcoins. So, it's probably important to mention, right? It's important to mention that I am not trying to find meme coins right now. There's meme coins that are going around, right? You know which ones. I mean, obviously, you know, the Donald Trump one, that's kind of a meme coin. I actually think there is potential upside to the Donald Trump coin. I think the Donald Trump coin, you can make quite a bit of money from here. It's dropped, it's consolidated. As long as that whale doesn't keep selling on the open market, there's money there. And I'm talking official Trump, by the way, the one that got listed on Coinbase recently. But it's kind of interesting to see things get listed on Coinbase and then just watch them dump. Peanut the squirrel was up to 70 cents, got listed on Coinbase. Now it's at 31 cents. It's unsustainable. So you get these projects, and a lot of the uncirculated supply is going to be tied up in the devs' original wallets. And it's scary to see when the devs are the whales. You know, those guys want to make money. They went from nothing to millions in a matter of a few weeks. Of course, they're going to want to sell. I don't blame them. Let's dump it. And it's just what's going to happen. Human nature. Yeah. Meanwhile, let's bring up some altcoins. I have a list here on the old telephone. I'm going to go ahead and bring up these altcoins. Man. Whew. That's a nice return. Nice return so far in District Docs. So we had Jasmine. We had Zilliqa. This is one, probably the only game token I would cover. The only gaming token I would cover. But this one is called Gods Unchained. And you see this yearly chart. There's no reason. So this is like a magic. It's like Magic, the Gathering. And the whole thing is online. They have a mobile game now too. They have a partnership with GameStop. These guys are doing everything right. So they come out with, they don't need to sell this cryptocurrency to make money now, right? And they do have incentive rewards. So the only Gods Unchained that's hitting the open market from here on out, as far as dilution goes, is the stuff that they're incentivizing and giving to players as rewards for playing the game. And it's a fun game. I have this on my laptop. I haven't played it in a little while, but this one I've always viewed as a gem. And it gets down to a certain point and it spikes. And you see it every time. You could basically just keep rinsing and repeating. And we're getting down to those levels again here where it tends to spike. So from here, you could be looking at a potential twice your money, 16 to 30, almost twice your money. If it does one of these again and goes up to almost 50, you could be looking at possibly 3 times your money. 3 times your money. What? So I know that these altcoins that I'm giving you right now, these aren't your meme coins that are ripping off console game names. They're ripping off different cryptocurrency dev products and everything else. They're not just ripping off to try to make money. You know, this isn't your garbage crap coin, meme coin insanity, right? These are tried and true, listed on Coinbase. They're listed everywhere. And because of what's happening with Bitcoin, tremendous upside. So, I mean, if you want to freaking take gambles and be jumping, you know, you have some freaking crypto brah who has a whole group who's getting paid. He's getting paid to shill coins to you by the devs themselves, then this is not the channel for you. Go find your meme coin somewhere else. I don't know what to tell you. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm looking for the risk reward stuff. I'm not looking for rug pulls. I'm looking for very little risk, and with that comes less reward. We're talking 2-3 times your money, 4 times your money. I'm sorry, it's not going to be 1,000 times your money like if you had jumped into a Safe Moon or one of these other ones. But the thing is if you look at all these things, all these coins, it's like, where are they now? The only couple I can think of that are still around is maybe like Doge or Shiba Inu. But let's face it, they don't do anything. What do they do? Nothing. So I'm basically looking at ones that have fallen by the wayside and nobody's talking about for a long time. VeThor and VeChain are two other ones that I had noticed lately. They've been popping, right? So there's VeChain. So there's VeChain here, and this is a flag. This is a really nice flag, and it's consolidated. Like, this looks prime time for a pump, VeChain, right? This is a Chinese cryptocurrency, and you can see the volume. The volume here is tremendous in the past couple months, past month and a half. So VeChain, another one that's been popping off, which is also the same blockchain, VeThor. And this one popped off a lot lately. You're talking just a penny. We have a higher flow on this. What are you doing? Sorry, this dog is just licking herself, and it's kind of annoying. I have misophonia, and certain noises just annoy the crap out of me. Just stop. Just chill out. Just be quiet. So this one here is associated with VeChain. So it basically is like the fuel for that VeChain network, VeThor. And this thing's been popping too. I mean, this looks like it's just getting started. We should probably back this out so you can see. But that is also a flag. I mean, you see this. It goes from nothing to insane volume, right? Boom. The people who've been holding forever, they sell off. V-shaped correction. And now it's consolidated. And you're seeing this volume now, right? This volume again. This one could be primed for a recent, a soon-to-be, an imminent pump. So I'm sorry. I know. I'm not finding the next Safe Moon for you. I'm not doing that. That is not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to get rug pulled. I'm not trying to freaking be punked again by these guys. I'm gonna try to get you, more stable plays. I mean, 3-4 times your money. If you don't think that's good, man, whatever. Could care less. You deserve to get rug pulled and lose all your money. One project that I will not get behind, XRP. Sorry, they're not going to be the next world reserve currency. They're not going to go to $10. None of that's going to happen with XRP. I think so. We're still at the point where less than half of the circulating supply is on the market. So less than half of the total supply. And Ripple owns all those. There's no nodes that people are running where they're going to get the benefit of being rewarded with XRP. So anybody who's running a node for XRP is doing it for free. That's not a long-term sustainable plan. Why doing it for free? Who runs a crypto node for free? Who's letting people use their servers? So Ripple actually, operates a lot of those servers. So when they sign a contract with a bank and the bank is going to be using XRP for cross-border payment remittance, they're running the nodes, those banks. It's crazy. Because at least they're getting some benefit. There's nobody doing proof of stake, pooling XRP, getting rewarded. That just doesn't happen. So another two, these are both Ethereum ones that I actually kind of like, is Shipping. I mean, you can see this one's pretty tumultuous in the past month. And if you look at the 1 year, you'll notice something about all these. Boom, down, 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 boom, down, 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 boom. This thing's primed. Shipping is more of an online commerce one. AMP, crypto. Here we go. AMP. You see this? That's the 1 year chart again. Boom, boom, boom. Now we have a flag, right? So we have a flag forming, and it's consolidating, and it's probably going to pop again. So this last two, maybe looking at 2 times, maybe not 3 or 4 times. There's always going to be your Binance coins, stuff like that. Augur, there's Augur. Disregard that. I never said that word. So the one I like is there's a couple I like actually. Just to jump into it here. Clover Finance. Right, USC to UDC. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. It settles down and then boom. And then now flag forming. There's Harvest Finance. This one I think could really surprise people. This is on the Ethereum Smart Network. Trading volume 2 million. The average volume is minimal. Right? Market cap 27 million. So when this thing goes, it freaking goes. And you're talking 3 times your money in the last bull run back in April. I'm telling you right now, Bitcoin is going to 125. You can see it clearly. All the data's there. All the technical analysis, everything else. There's no more denying it. And when it does, it's going to bring a lot of stuff up with it. Okay. So basically, because it's Saturday, I would have liked to have gone over a few things with you guys where with the stock market, I'm probably not going to cover much about the stock market. I'm going to go over my pick of the week real quick. Definitely going to go over my pick of the week that I gave you guys the other night, Thursday night. Should have been paying attention because I dropped you a pick of the week. That thing bounced on Friday. You could have got out with some profit on Friday alone. Pre-market, before the market's even open, you could have got out with nice profit. An 8-hour turnaround brought to you here and by the Manic Money channel. Me, you know what I did? I bought more. On Friday, I bought more. I bought 10 times as much as I already had. 10 times as much. But we'll go over that. So you can see Bitcoin right here, this consolidation. So I think it's probably important to show you this 1 year chart, right? So we were all looking at these altcoins on the 1 year chart. And you notice most of these altcoins on the 1 year chart, they were different than this. Where Bitcoin comes up, consolidates, and trades sideways in the chop, and then pops again. Like this is a beautiful chart. These other altcoins were going from here up to here. And then you see when Bitcoin gets in the chop, these altcoins go from here back down to just slightly above where they were. And then they trade sideways for quite some time. And then, boom, they trade up again. But then they go from here, down here, and trade sideways, slightly up from there. So if you're looking at this, it looks slightly similar. Obviously, the consolidation back in March and April when Bitcoin was popping, the people who were selling out of Bitcoin then and getting out with profit, there was enough sellers to jump in that the price of Bitcoin did not tank. And the people who sold and took profits out were jumping into these altcoins, causing these pumps. Now, obviously, with these altcoins, because they're smaller market caps, less interests, obviously, there's no Bitcoin maximalist there to take it through the roof. They bail and it will bounce down harder. It'll consolidate harder. It'll dip harder, especially when the volume goes away. So you don't see, dude. Go out. Oh, this dog, man. It's the only problem, man, with this dog. I'll be in the middle of a live stream and he starts going off. You gonna stop? You be quiet. You go lay down. Don't. You look stupid when you do this. You look dumb. Yeah, like get all cross-eyed and stuff. People ask me, they're like, "Is that dog all right? He seems kind of special." I'm like, no, this dog's a smart dog. This dog climbed Mount Washington with me. Mount Katahdin, where you're not supposed to have dogs. He bossed it. But yeah. So, as I was saying, because of the market capitalization, the amount of people in Bitcoin, these altcoins, you might not see them go insane, right now. Obviously, I jumped into District Docs at a good time. I saw that the chart was primed, and I mean, that was a really nice trade. And I hope it keeps going up so I can keep saying that it was a nice trade. I was looking to make some extra money this weekend. Usually I don't jump into the short-term crypto trading. I just do better with stocks. But I like the way this one looked. Yeah, it's good stuff. So as you can see, there's a ton more market cap in Bitcoin now. So what's going to happen is in the future, when this thing, goes up like crazy for a while, kind of like back here, when it starts to go down, the people who are selling are going to be looking for other things to jump into. And they're going to go for stuff that has ease of access, right? Because these whales, they might have money, but they may not necessarily have the know-how and knowledge base to be going into different pre-sales and going and doing the decentralized swaps. And not only that, they're probably, risk adverse. So they're going to be jumping into stuff. So the smaller market cap, pumping it themselves with their friends to make money. And if you're there ahead of time, you can be there for that train. You can be there for that ride. I mean, you'll make some money without a doubt. Fred, leave it. You just stay here. But I'm trying to give you the goods here, man. So you see that altcoin list, Gods Unchained. Rewind it back. Check out all the ones I was going over. I'm looking at, a little more. Let's check out the official Trump. Let's check it out. It's actually on Coinbase too. So obviously a 1 month chart's not going to work for this thing. But they say the 1 year chart's not going to work for this thing. But so this is one of my Trump trades. So when Donald Trump got, I wasn't going to jump into this one, but when Donald Trump got inaugurated, my coworker was like, "Yeah, I bought some of these," and I was like, "Oh, cool." Got in, before it got listed on Coinbase, and this is a Coinbase chart. Fred, come. Oh, you're right there. Never mind, Kira. So it was in the 30s. I jumped in that day. That same day that I jumped in, it went to almost 50. So it's like, I'm out. I did not have a lot of faith in it due to the issues that I highlighted before. The circulating supply being mostly in one wallet, which is insane. So I was out. With good reason. And as you can see, the drop's been rough. The volume today, although 24-hour trading volume, 5 billion, market cap 6 billion. The fact that this thing isn't just on a steady uphill, given those metrics, is a scary thing. Because if something is trading at more than 10% of its market cap in the 24-hour trading volume, it should be through the roof. It should be going nuts. So that makes no sense. That's actually one of the metrics I look at, right? Is trading volume, 24-hour trading volume as a percentage of market cap. And typically, when that volume is higher than 10% with cryptocurrencies, that crypto is going to go up. And you see this. This is insane down here. This 6 billion to 5. That's insane. There's something about that ratio and the fact that this thing has just been cranking down for the last 5 days. Yeah, because this is a 5-day chart. No, that was a 1 month chart. Yeah, which is not actually a month. So, I mean, buyer beware. But this one does seem like it has potential near term upside. So yeah, and you see the volume and the green candles ticking up. Just be careful. Be careful. Yeah. And let's go over my pick of the week. Boom. This is the 1 month chart. You see these gaps? These gaps are insane. You see, there's really no gaps up until this point. Then you see the massive gap up. And this was the 7th of January. This was not far ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And you see another gap here. So technically this gap is filled, right? But as it dropped again, gap is this gap because they did an offering. Another gap. Those gaps, right? They don't just fill to the downside. So when something gaps up, right? They always say the gap gets filled. Usually the gap gets filled. So when it gaps to the upside, like in this situation here, right? It gapped to the upside. It filled. But also when it gaps to the downside, that will also usually fills. So you have these gaps to the downside here. So granted, this is a company that could possibly have a reverse split, right? You notice December 18th, right around here, they did an offering. That offering was for 8.5 cents a share. And that was just them announcing the offering. The offering probably happened back here. It was a direct offering to another company. So that's my goal right there. So I saw that offering. I'm like, okay, so a company just spent millions of dollars, right? And bought this company for 8.5 cents a share. I'm looking for 2.5 to 3 times my money. So I bought in right around here. Me and several people I know. We had this. See, look at this gap. Upside filled. Boom. So we had this pennant flag here. So we were like, okay, we're jumping in. Right? We're jumping in. Jumped in on the 23rd. And, we've been checking this thing out for the 24th. We were in it for the 24th. I went nuts on the morning of the 24th. I bought in a bunch. I 10 times my holdings after I got in on the 23rd. And this thing is starting to pop. So I think this is my pick of the week for last week. I'm not going to say it's my pick of the week for next week. It's Saturday. I got to wait till Monday to make a pick for the week. I'm not even going to bring up economic data right now. It's Saturday. There's no reason to even go look at the economic data. We have all day tomorrow. You have Sunday's a day of research for the week coming up. All right. I don't even want to think about that. I just want to look at my district ox trade. I want to look at my crypto trade, right? Sometimes you just go into your phone, look at your crypto trade. And go, oh, nice. 20% gain. 20% gain in 12 hours. Nice. And that's it. I don't even really want to think about the stock market. But you know what? This is important to talk about because it was my pick of the week. On Thursday, So I think this one, this thing might bounce back up to 4.5, 5 cents, something like that, where it was back here, 4.5 to 5 cents. And that might be good enough for you. It's probably like a 30 to 40% gain. Get out. Might happen on Monday. As you can see, this thing will just pop. It'll grow slowly and then pop. It was back here at 7 cents for the longest time. Bring up the 6-month chart. You can see it spent a lot of time at 8 cents. Pop, randomly, consolidation, pop, consolidation, pop, huge pop. And you can see less than 6 months ago, it was in the 80-cent range. So I think algorithmically, short sellers who have to cover this thing, look at the 1-day chart. See this volume? It's a beautiful thing. It's not sell-side volume. And it's way over average volume. Seeing almost 300 million shares traded in one day on a company with a $3.56 million market cap. It's just wild. And look at the earnings. The earnings surprise of 10 cents a share. The actual was 13 cents a share. It's positive earnings for quarter 3. I do have to say, full disclosure, not only is this not trading advice or financial advice, this is also a Chinese company. So Chinese companies have been known to have a higher rate of corruption, manipulation, etc., etc. So that's something to keep in mind. Any company, the first thing you want to see is if it's ADR shares, where the company is based. Typically, your Israeli companies and your Chinese companies tend to not do as good. They tend to have more messed up stuff going on with them. So it's just something to keep in mind. Woo! But the markets are in a beautiful place. With the Trump trade going on and everything else, it's the markets are in an absolutely beautiful place. I don't care what anybody says. Oh my god. Was I not sharing that chart? Oh boy. That's embarrassing. Here's the rhyme chart. Try to remember everything I was talking about. That is super, super embarrassing. I'm just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. Just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. All right. Commodity prices. Oh my god, oil's going down again. Go figure. Go figure. Natural gas is up. It's crazy. I know. But oil in a lot of places, most places, is going down. Certain things are up. Gold was up today. Silver. Lithium unchanged. Lithium's been rock bottom prices for a long time now. I don't think it's any possible for it to go lower. Look, coffee was up $1.53 a kilo today. Coffee's a very good performing asset. So is chocolate. Look at cocoa. 151% in the past year over year. Cocoa is an amazing performing asset. I think that might be 11,623 per kilogram. They don't give you the unit of measurement, which is kind of interesting. No unit of measurement with these, but I'm going to assume it's a kilogram of pure cocoa. I could be wrong. It could be a 50-gallon drum. But yeah, it's amazing some of these commodities. Potatoes, corn, butter. What? Barley? Rapeseed? Really? But yeah, basically oil is going to keep going down. And I'll probably cover one more thing here. So I was talking about HUSA, right? So HUSA is a small domestic oil producer. And I was telling people about short selling this bad boy, right? because it went insane for no reason. Oil was down, and this thing popped hardcore to $3 in one day. And at the end of the day, it settled around here. And I was saying, this is a perfect short sell target. And unfortunately, that was at 8 p.m. in the evening. I thought that this thing had some time to run through the paces, maybe get a higher percentage gain, something like that. I didn't think it would be insane to think that this thing could go to $5 within the next week or two, mostly because of manipulation and everything else. So oil prices are going down, but at the same time, Trump is opening up for domestic oil production. Like, he's just opening it up, right? The very next day, after I was talking about this one being the perfect opportunity for buying puts, short selling, the very next day in pre-market, that's why you see this gap, it plummeted to $1.75-ish. It was wild to see. It was wild. I'm right once again. I'm right once again. And I don't get it. Like, look at this thing, man. Just marching. Just marching. This is the daily chart here, and this thing is absolutely marching. I wouldn't be surprised if it revisits these near-term highs of the 8 cents range. As you can see from here, when it popped to 20 cents, you had a big old green candle, kind of like the one you have right here. And then there's a little bit of consolidation. And then all of a sudden, boom. Now, because this has happened, if you see this volume candle right here, it looks very similar to this one right here. It's nothing to this. It's very similar to this one here too. It's like you could be looking at something crazy here. Volume of 23 million, average, which is about double the average volume. And the market cap of 56 million. So, according to my hypothesis on this, it wouldn't be insane to think that you could see a market cap of 230 million on this thing in the coming months. I'm only highlighting this one again because it is the current trade I am in. And, usually I talk about, always with the Bitcoin market cap. Oops. Usually I talk about, where's Bitcoin going to go? So 830 is like the correction time period. So 2030, where's 2030? Okay, no, we're on Eastern Standard Time. We're not on UTC. UTC -5. So 8:30 is usually when the reversal happens. Obviously maybe because it's Saturday or something. Oh yeah, no, look at right here, 8:30. Man, it's when it starts to pop. So it started going down, right? It was going up, and then 8:30 happened. Reversal down this time because you'd already built a double bottom at 8 p.m. And I have this 8:30 hypothesis. Lately, when we log on at 8:30 and we check out the trend, and we're like, okay, this is on a downtrend. 8:30 rolls around, and it reverses. And usually it's been reversing up. So right now, this chart actually looks pretty decent. Higher lows. This is a higher low than the previous consolidation point. This spike and then this round bottom here. This spike is ugly, but we got a nice round bottom. As you can see, you just have these insane volatility right now. These V-shaped corrections. So this is the point where it's like Bitcoin starts getting into its insanity, into an insane moment. And when it does this is when you can wake up in the morning, you're looking at it the night before, and you're like, oh, okay, $105,000 Bitcoins. Sweet. You don't know what the Asian markets have in store for this thing if you're an American. And you wake up in the morning on a Sunday, and this thing could be 110 or 115, something absolutely insane, because that's just where we are right now. And obviously, you should be watching Bitcoin this weekend, because my other hypothesis, the Bitcoin S&P 500, is Bitcoin being the leading edge and an indicator for where the S&P is going to be going the next week. If Bitcoin runs all weekend, it goes up and up and up and up. On Monday, almost every time the S&P is up. And as you know, and I've gone over this before, there are amazing options on the S&P 500. The SPY, the ETF that matches the S&P 500. There are amazing options. They expire every couple of days, and they allow you to really cash in on broader market trends. So if you're good at predicting where the market in general is going to go, if it's going to go up or down, those SPY options, those S&P 500 options, that could be the way to go. It'd be very, very lucrative for you. But yeah, there's tons of ways to make money trading. You know, obviously, you don't have to be some whiz. I'm not some whiz. I'm not some boy genius, some savant, nothing like that. I'm a construction worker. But I won't be for long. I won't be for long. And hopefully you keep following me on this journey. Because, you know, I basically have nothing left to tell you. I went over some altcoins. I might make a video on this. I might make an actual video on, safe and secure altcoins that won't be rug pulled. I could do that tomorrow in 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour max. I could have that entire video done, just like I did my top 10 for 2025, which was our most popular video on this page so far on this channel. But yeah, I think I'm done, people. I'm going to go jump on Populous Personas and play some Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Stay frosty, my friends.